What's up guys, TMax here. Welcome back to the channel. You've just caught me in the middle of a mini series that I'm doing on all the cultural observations that I've made over the last 3.5 years. I've done a whole bunch of videos so far, so you can check those out as soon as you finish watching this one, and there's still a few more to go. So on my channel, if you've watched any of the other videos, you know I do a lot of videos about language. When I was learning Spanish, I did videos about Spanish. I learned French before I started my YouTube channel, but I do have some videos about learning French. Recently, in the last few years, all of my language videos have been about Chinese. And I go into so much detail and I talk about all the subtle nuances and all the things that I've learned that are irritating me, that are cool, that I didn't know, that I now know, that I still don't know. I'll leave a link in the description below for my languages playlist where you can check out all those videos. Today we're just gonna talk about the ones that I noticed that I haven't done videos about yet. Except for this first one, I have to say it here because I have to say it. Chinese word for well, I'm thinking, filler word. Sounds just like a very controversial word in the US. In Chinese, it's naga, but nobody actually says naga. They say nega or naiga. And you know, with different accents, this can sound like a different word. And when you move to China and people are pointing at you and you're hearing this word, you're like, hold on, wait, hold on. How of all the things from Western culture that you've imported, how'd you get this one? But it's not the case, it's just their word, and it happens to sound like one of our words. So when I moved to Spain, I thought it was very interesting that people would take acronyms and say the word, like USA for USA or UCLA, UCLA. In China, they do the opposite. They will take an acronym that we say the word and they spell it out. So for instance, we always say TED Talks. And here they say TED. Sometimes they'll even take things that are not words, like maybe abbreviations, and then turn it into an acronym. For instance, we all on our phone, we use apps, which is short for applications. But in China, everybody says APP. When I'm speaking with friends or with colleagues, I'll try to learn a new word. So they'll say something, and sometimes I just have a question, and I'll say, hey, how do I say this in Chinese? And then immediately they start explaining to me in English. And I'm like, I could ask them in Chinese or English and they will still start explaining to me in English. I'm like, I just want to know the word in Chinese. I didn't ask for an explanation. Small talk can be very interesting in Chinese just because of the things that get translated, you know, from Chinese to English. So if you're talking to someone in English, they just want to know maybe what your career field is or what kind of work you do. They might say, hey, what's your major? And they're not referring to what you studied in school. They want to know like what you're doing now for work, because juanye can mean either your major in school or your field of work now. Your first year of work in China is your freshman year. How long you been working here? Well, you know, it's my freshman year. Are you an intern? No, I work here. But your first year? Yeah, I'm a freshman. No, that's wrong. Stop saying that. You will see signs here in China and the translations are wrong. Sometimes they're not wrong, but they're misspelled. It's just amazing that I live in a capital city and there's so many English speakers here and somehow they're still putting up signs with crazy translations or incorrect English or misspelled words when you're trying to speak to people and you are using translators, or they're trying to speak to you and they're using translators. Translators, I understand, are a tool to help, but sometimes these things are way off. And I've had some very interesting conversations due to this translator not even being close, like offensively wrong. And one part of language is the nonverbal communication, and every country has their different things. This is a very popular gesture now, and this basically is like heart. This can mean thank you, I like you, or we're friends, or it can mean a lot of things, but it's usually just a good gesture, like a smiley face. And you'll see this is also now a popular pose for when people take pictures. So I mentioned in a video before about, you know, the peace sign during pictures. This now is also popular for pictures. You can count with one hand past 5. So, you know, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or in Europe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In China, they get 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Many countries, this means good and this means bad. And in China, same thing, but also if you want to say something bad, you can use the pinky. And you can even do it this way. But what's strange about that for a Westerner is in the US, for example, and SpongeBob has taught us this, that pinky out means fancy. So, you know, maybe you're trying to be fancy, but you're here in China just offending people, telling them that everything is bad about them. Like, oh, this tea. You think my tea's bad? And when you want to call a cab, you know, you don't wave like this. There's this very royal gesture like, you cabman, come hither, you know, rock on, yeah. Means nothing here in China. But fun fact, in Spain, this means, hey, your spouse is cheating on you. You know, you're getting the horns. So for all of you expats who are here in China learning the language or struggling to learn the language like me, leave comments below about your experiences. For all of the new people, don't forget to hit the like button, share, subscribe, and check out the future videos and the past videos in this mini series, and I'll see you in the next video.